What I have here is 433 cards from COMC that I just got shipped to myself. This is going to be a fun one to go through because this is going to be a more kind of varied mixture than I usually get. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. You can see right here on top something that's already kind of fun. Well, let's check it out here. What's this one? An Artist Gilmore card on top of, this was in a lot. This is totally not even a card, but look at that. It's a Persian flag that is totally from COMC. Doesn't look like something you'd find on COMC, but it is. I'll show you a lot more stuff in here. So let's get into this. This is the 1973-74 Artist Gilmore from Top. So this is a really cool card. Super tall. I can just like pull up a random card regular size so you can see the difference. So I'm gonna have to figure out, how I'm gonna store these in my PC because in this box there's gonna be a handful of other these kind of, not just this year, but a handful of other tall cards. There's a number of these tall cards from the early years of Topps basketball in the 70s. So in baseball, when you say vintage, sometimes you're talking about like way back in the early 1900s. In basketball, when you say vintage, my mind goes to the 70s because that's really when basketball cards kind of started in a more consistent way. There was like the 48 Bowman set and 57-58 Topps set. 62 Fleer, and then it jumped up to 69-70 Topps, and then from there had a string of years in a row for the first time, through the 70s where basketball cards were around. So in some ways when I think of vintage basketball, my mind goes to the 70s. So I like, and these names, the names from the 70s are names I still I wasn't alive at the time, but they're the kind of names that somebody who likes basketball and the history of basketball, they're the kind of names that I really appreciate. Somebody like an Artist Gilmore. Now, just to tell you the story of this one. So again, this is definitely bigger than a card. You can see, compare to the size of a card. This, I didn't realize this was going to be this big. I bought a lot. I made a video of it actually. 120 cards for like $60, and they were a lot of like 1800s things. Not valuable stuff, really cool. And most of them, I'm going to have them shipped back. This one I didn't realize was this big, but this is, I can't remember the year. Once I make the video, I'll pop the year up on here, but this is 100 years old, something like that. Really cool. 100-year-old Persian flag on COMC. Okay, I'm cool with that. All right, let's see what's in this little box here. I had gotten a handful of these, kind of not anything special as far as the player or anything, but I have noticed that sometimes these kind of booklets do really well in China. So if I see an inexpensive one that looks really cool, even if I don't know the player, I am gonna give it a try. Yeah, it's football auto booklet. So this is another one of those cards I thought would just do well in China. Just looking here, I'm pretty sure this is gonna mostly be personal collection stuff because I got a bunch of 1970s basketball cards that I'm gonna be keeping for myself. Mostly of Hall of Famers. Dave Cowens, Lupinella. Okay, I didn't remember ordering that one. That's cool, 1978 Topps. Okay, so this is a real mix. Okay, real mix. George McInnes for myself. Bob Dandridge. This one I got from my PC. Gonna get the Blazers cards from this year. There's another card that was in that lot. So interesting. 1938 Exhibit Movie Stars. I got this one specifically because he's wearing the Chinese jersey. So I wanted to see, how an autograph card of somebody in their Chinese jersey, how that would do. I really don't know. I thought it was worth an experiment. Ray Allen, let's send to China. Okay, here's some more from that lot. This one's much smaller than the Persian flag, but it's from the same lot. Jerry Lucas, it's for the PC. And this is also from that same lot, a few of these. I was thinking what I'm actually going to do with these is save them. And if I ever meet somebody who went to like Columbia or Bucknell or Swarthmore, like I thought that would just be a cool little gift for somebody. So that's kind of what the purpose of those is. And then I got a bunch of these hip hop cards, DJ Techniques, DJ Kool Herc, Africa Bombada, Grandmaster Flash. I got a handful of these just because the Michael Jordan one has done quite well in China. I thought I would see how some of the other players do. David Robinson, and I think I got some other ones in the mix. Wise, Intelligent, Poor Righteous Teachers from 1893, I believe. 1890s. Sweet Capital Actors and Actresses. Got a whole bunch of these. Again, I bought about 120 cards for $60. And so 50 cents a piece, including a bunch from the 1800s. Magic Johnson. I really like that card. Nick Van Exel, I had this one in the gold, so I wanted to get the silver one, add it to the PC. Bill Walton, it's also for the PC. This is from what year? This is 78, 79, so this is the year after the Blazers won the championship. Swarthmore College, another one of those things. 1910 to 1911, ATC, Flags of All Nations, Tobacco, T59 cards. So that was also in that lot. I got a number of those. I got a handful of baseball cards of players in Chinese uniforms. You'll see a handful of them throughout the space. They were just very cheap. I don't think he's well known anywhere, including in China. But I thought I would just give it a try to see how they do. They were really cheap, so it was a fun little cheap experiment. Paul Westphal. These Timeless Treasure cards tend to do pretty well in China. Wes Unsold for the PC. That's what I'm going to sell in China. Some more hip-hop cards. Cold Chillin'. Marley Marl. Biz Marquis, MC Shan, Juice Crew, Cool G Rap, Big Daddy Kane, Elvin Hayes, Nate Archibald, nice. Bob McAdoo, these are so cool. Thaddeus Young, send that one up to China. This one I bought thinking it was going to be for my PC, not to realize later that I already have it in my PC. So there's another one that I realized I actually still have. So I have two of those now. Nate Archibald. Usually I don't like getting the cards that are kind of cut off, separated, but I particularly like Nate Archibald, so I was okay having a few more of his. Here's a patch auto, Danny Manning out of 25, going to China. Nick Van Exel for the PC. So let's see what we got next. Let's find out. Okay, so this looks like it's mostly graded cards, maybe some other slabs. Let's do the ones that aren't graded but are slab, maybe Topps Project cards, something like that. Got a Nolan Ryan Project 2020. And a Paul Gasol, Theo Maladin, Downtown. I've sold a couple of Downtown cards. One of them I just went for way higher than I thought it would, and so I bought a couple others. The other ones have sold pretty similar to what they would have sold on eBay, so I don't know if that one was kind of an outlier. George Gervin for the PC. And then what is this one? National Treasures Signatures out of 75. Onawaku, very cool. This is from the National Treasures Collegiate. So that one was another one to send off to China. I'm not even going to open it. It's packed so nicely. I'm just going to send it right off. Rookie Threads, Joel Embiid. It was so comparatively inexpensive. I was just like, wow, a rookie patch card of Joel Embiid, perennial potential MVP, future Hall of Famer. It was, I can't remember the price, but it was so good. I was like, that seems underpriced. So I just grabbed it. Seth Curry, auto. This one's for me. Poor Righteous Teachers. This one is cool. Look at that. This one right here was a really good price. So I went ahead and got it, and I'm thinking I'm going to look at it closer. But if it's grade worthy, that one is going off to the grading place. And then here we go, an on-campus Kawhi Leonard. This is another set that seems to do quite well in China. I've sold this one before and it did pretty well. This one's the PSA 8 playing card of Yao Ming. That one was just a really good price. I don't know, I might actually sell that one on eBay though. Some more of these taller cards. Jerry Lucas, that's definitely for the PC. A handful of these 69, 70 Topps cards. Dick Snyder, I believe that's his rookie card, but it's a little deceiving, the rookie card from this year, because there had been no cards produced for quite a number of years before that. So a lot of cards are considered rookie cards just because they, even if they've been around in the league for 5 or 6 years by then. Elvin Hayes, is that 1 year later, I believe. Nate Thurmond, Adrian Smith, Eddie Miles. Some more of these tall ones. Dave DeBocher from 70-71. Lou Alcindor, Jerry West, and Elvin Hayes together on one card. That's in pretty solidly good condition. That's beautiful. Goodness. Some more 69-70 Topps cards. Lou Hudson, Hall of Famer. Jack Marin, I think that's a rookie. Hal Greer from 70-71. Flynn Robinson from 69-70. Nate Thurmond, 70-71 All-Star. Not bad. Sometimes I'm finding, like, this was listed as good to very good. Sometimes on COMC, the good to very good cards are in really bad condition, and sometimes it's really minor. Like, there's a little bit of corner issue here and here, but it still presents really nicely. So it's one thing I'm doing on COMC when I find a card, like an older card that I want. I actually, look through the listings of the ones that are considered not quite as good, because if it's for my PC and it presents well and it just has small little issues, I'd prefer to spend a lot less on that than getting something that's pristine.